Welcome to Taipei. This is a classic night market.
We are at 基隆夜市 in the city of Keelung, about 30 minutes outside of Taipei. We're going to show you how to eat like chefs at a night market. And you know what? It's probably not going to cost us over $25. 油饭已经到了. So 油饭 is sticky rice.
Yeah.
Any night market, they're going to specialize in one or two dishes. This stall is known for their crab soups, but we don't want to fill up. I think we skip the soup. We do the rice, but we try to finesse our way to let us add the crab onto the rice. Hi, 你好，那个我想要跟你们点一个油饭，但是要加蟹肉在上面。我昨天有这样点哦，你们说 OK 对不对？好。用碗来我们就用这个碗，对。好，谢谢。So chef introduced us to their house-made chili oil. This looks like it's actually spicy. Anything in Taiwan that's pasty and comes in a sauce bottle and they tell you it's spicy, don't believe them.
These crab claws taken apart perfectly, or these crab legs rather.
Yeah, crab legs for sure. What, no cheers? Very rude.
I couldn't stand it. 太香了.
So much umami.
I've had versions of this before where it can just be too heavy because the sticky rice is extra starchy and all these things. But the punch of the chili oil, the bright herbaceousness of the cilantro, really complements the flavor.
It's kind of like fried rice, right? Every single grain is distinct. It's the perfect amount of stickiness. This entire order, 115 Taiwan dollars, which is how much? Quick maths?
A little bit under $4.
So yeah, $4. Okay, let's go. On to the next. 谢谢. Oh, we should try 泡泡冰. Kind of like a combination of Italian ice and Cold Stone.
Cool.
泡泡 means bubble. I don't know exactly why it's called 泡泡冰, but they shave ice like regular shaved ice. We should do one dairy version and one without dairy.
That green mango looks kind of fun. 情人果 or peanut.
Let's do peanut. I'm a big peanut guy.
Okay.
那老板麻烦一个鸡蛋牛奶，然后一个花生。
要制作过的可以。
要。
The machine is quickly shaving down a block of ice into very fine sheet strands into a bowl of egg yolks, condensed milk, and syrup. He's constantly mixing it to make sure that the flavor is incorporated, but he's making ice cream to order.
The ice is melting just at the very surface level because once the new layer of ice reaches the top, the bottom is solidified and it's very, very cold. And if you look at the ice itself, it's completely clear. That means there's no air inside at all whatsoever. It's going to be as creamy as possible without really the traditional technique of using a custard in making ice cream. This is fantastic.
It is really cool.
Phenomenal action right here.
Gorgeous. I mean, it looks like Italian ice, but it looks like sorbet. It looks like gelato. It's like a cloud. It's like fluffy. That's what the pop comes from. It's like foamy, right?
Yes.
It's like a bubble. You expect a harder texture, but yummy.
If you think about it, it's all the ingredients in ice cream.
Egg yolks, syrup, condensed milk. This is the perfect way to break up a long night at the night market. It feels like a lot, but it's not.
Yeah, it's very fluffy.
55 NT for 1 cup, which is about
$2-ish. Yeah, I mean,
what a bargain.
If you look at the flavors they offer and look at the space, it really sings having the most amount of variety while maximizing the space. Creativity and ingenuity. Delicioso.
Let's see.
I would travel from Taipei to Keelung just to eat here. 鸡加猪脚, pork knuckles with a little bit of broth and a little bit of noodles.
Delicious.
So good. It is the quintessential way of eating pork, in my opinion.
She's making noodles over there, but there are 2 big vats of what looks like pork trotter and pork hock, right?
Yes. On the right over here, we have trotter, which is bonier, but has more skin. It's actually more expensive in Taiwan to purchase trotters because it's smaller and less quantity. Hocks are a little bit less priced, but some people like meatier stuff, some people like more skin.
Yeah. Chef is taking the pork hock, the connecting part between the trotter and the shoulder on the front of the pig.
Kind of like the forearm.
Exactly. Splitting into half, taking the bone out because he wants to leave the boneless part to slice into thinner chunks that are rewarmed in the soup for service.
The broth you see is a master stock of bone broth and gelatin in the trotter and the hock. Oh my goodness. Look at that. It has absolutely no seasoning at all.
It looks a lot like tonkotsu because it's got that emulsification, right? It means that fat and that water has come together. It's held together by that gelatin that's broken down from cooking these hocks and these trotters for a very, very long time.
The broth takes 24 hours, and the hock and the trotter really only takes about 2 to 3 hours to cook. But it's the broth that it's poached in that gives it all the porky umami that you really don't get if you don't have this flavorful broth. The noodle is 这是面线嘛，对不对？
对。
OK， 所以面这跟做那个蚵仔米耍是一样的面线？
不一样
不一样。
这是红面线，它是手工面线。
Okay. The seasoning is very simple. This is a garlic soy sauce, and this is lard that's been rendered with shallots and garlic.
我们来一个小份的猪脚和一个面线。We just put in our order. Let's go upstairs for food.
So excited.
Oh, there it is.
Oh my goodness, dude.
Oh, and the noodles.
Oh,
honestly,
seriously.
I know you've been harping on about this soup, but I'm mostly excited about the noodles. You see this broth? You see that it's a little bit milky, it's a little bit creamy. It's going to be thick, it's going to have a little bit of body. It's served with a little bit of a dipping sauce on the side.
Yeah, kind of like a Maggi. Maggi plus more seasoning.
Like a seasoned
and
soy sauce.
And a little bit of chili peppers.
So the two parts you can tell, this is a hawk, right?
Yeah. Boneless, meaty, nice separation between flesh, tendon, fat, and skin.
And a thick layer of skin.
Yeah.
And then this is the trotter.
This is the trotter, where you get a lot of bone, obviously, but you have tendon, you have a lot of collagen, but most importantly is the marrow in here. They split it right down the middle, and you still get to eat some of that pork marrow. And that's the best part of any animal. Even though it looks like a soup, there really isn't enough soup to be considered a soup dish.
It's a pork dish that's served with the soup, the broth that was cooked inside.
Exactly.
Right. Walk me through what's in these noodles again.
So it's sort of like a somen. It's 红面线. Noodles heavily salted and then dried under the sun.
And that's where they pick up this brown color, right?
Yes, that's where the proteins begin to sort of cook, and then it becomes stronger.
The minute you toss it together, there's this like poof of steam and poof of garlic and soy sauce. It's ridiculous. Okay, bye.
Thank you.
Yum. 猪肉面.
It's impeccable.
The noodle itself is not too baking soda-y.
Yeah.
It's bouncy and it's got texture and it's thin, but
it's just tender enough, right? Not overly al dente, not overly soft. So this in total was 250 Taiwan dollars. $8.
For a Cantonese boy like myself, this is very, very nourishing.
Okay. Oyster omelet. You grew up eating this?
I grew up coming to Taiwan a lot, and my favorite thing was always the oyster omelet because you can't get it anywhere else. Not like this, at least.
If you look at the way they make it, they sear off the oyster first on the cast iron skillet, and then the batter goes on. Even if you're not buying into oysters, you're getting that flavor of the sea. It's gonna be crispy and it's gonna be gooey. It's not just crispy. Sauce A is probably a garlic soy paste, and sauce B is a sweet. 谢谢. Sauce B is a sweet, ketchup-y, lightly spicy miso-based sauce.
Look at this.
It's called 海山酱. Yeah, there we go.
That's right.
This is what we're looking for. This exact texture. Quintessential oyster omelet. Very popular in terms of like texture for all Taiwanese food. Caramelized starched.
Putting it mildly. Sweet, salty, tangy, sour. Dude, I love that goo. It is so
something about the elasticity that turns into a robust chew.
Yeah.
But with a little bit of crisp and a little bit of sweetness. And then the last bit is the brininess of the oysters.
So good. It just feels like a lot of Taiwan, a lot of texture, a lot of flavor, the full range represented in one bite. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna have to finish this. I love
and
it.
This, 80 Taiwan dollars, which is about $2.50 in the States.
270, 260 these days.
Quick maths.
Delicious.
Finishing this.
What else do we have?
Yeah, so this is actually very interesting. It says 天妇罗, but in Taiwan it's known as 甜不辣.
Okay.
Sweet, not spicy. Makes no sense, but
is
it's
it a
just,
Japanese thing?
So basically what it is just fried fish cake.
Yeah.
So fish mixed in with a bunch of starches like tapioca, sometimes potato, sometimes rice. Aromatics inside, season it, and then fry it.
Yeah.
老板，麻烦来一份。现在吃吗？还是要包起来？
现在吃，现在吃。好，谢谢。
下面的这个汁是什么汁？
来甜辣酱。
甜辣酱。
就是甜辣酱是海山酱加上一些其他东西嘛，是不是？
加番茄酱。
OK，
加番茄酱。
好，谢谢。You know
what?
what?
It's so fresh. The manipulation here is of texture, and when you manipulate texture, the question is how much starch you're adding and how fresh is it going to be. I think this is like interesting. It's cool. It's like for a little snack for like 40, not bad.
The way we need to appreciate this is the texture, and this is Q, the quintessential Taiwanese palate. You see that? The elasticity with tenderness, that is Q, and this, if you ever come to Taiwan, is what you're looking for.
The idea is that you have all this fish fish with all this protein. You're manipulating, you're beating it until those protein strands are nice and long.
Yeah.
And with the addition of the starch, it's all stabilized before it becomes this paste. It gets fried, and then that's where the bounce comes from. It's trapping air, it's trapping moisture, it's trapping all these things to create this bouncy texture. Delicious.
All right, cool.
Okay,
next
good
bite. 谢谢谢谢. Okay, every time I come back to Taiwan, my favorite thing to eat on the street is 猪血糕.
I'm looking at it right here.
Pig's blood cake. 老板，麻烦来一只，谢谢。要辣。So it's always, and you take it out of the steam basket. This is soy paste, a light brush, and we ordered spicy, so it gets a little bath of a spicy bean paste as well. Dabbed into this peanut powder that's slightly seasoned with sugar and salt, and then a bed of cilantro on the bottom, and then covered up with more peanut powder. Boy, this looks good. 等我一下，我没有手。
This looks like a savory pork blood popsicle.
Blood, in terms of culinary technique, it does the same thing as eggs, right?
Right. It emulsifies, it carries a lot of
Thickens.
flavor, it thickens, all these things.
Velvets. It's seasoned with a little bit of salt, a little bit of wine, soaked with sticky rice, and then steamed. That becomes a block. And then they cut it, skewer it, and hold it in that steam basket we just saw. Cool. So simple, so delicious.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yummy. Yummy. There's a peanut, that's the base nuttiness. On the top level, there's a little bit of this herbaceous cilantro-ness. The soy paste ties it all together with that middle note of savory and a little bit of chili just to make it tingle. We've seen this flavor profile in a lot of dishes today, but this pig's blood cake, I think, is one of the best exemplifications of that classic Taiwanese flavor profile. Oh, it's 40 NT, which is?
About $1.30.
That's right.
We're gonna turn a corner.
So this is the temple that kind of started this community hub.
Yes, exactly. Now it's a poppin' night market.
Amazing. One spot I really want to go to inside of this little temple complex.
那为什么是选择做全羊啊？
因为我本身喜欢吃羊肉，那个时候本来是做海产，做久就没有办法，做海产要让人家喝酒，那个位置太小，就要改行改做卖别的。因为我喜欢吃羊肉。
If you look at it, right, the sauce is very loose because lamb has such a strong flavor, right?
Yeah.
It's got that flavor it's not a gaminess, it's a pungency.
Pairing here with the Chinese celery means that there's going to be a bright green herbaceous punch with the earthiness of the lamb itself.
Can't wait.
Oh, yum.
Come on, man.
This is my favorite thing so far. It's so simple, so good. And you get 卤肉饭 everywhere, but this is so different. Amazing.
35 Taiwan dollars. Dollar-ish.
$1.30.
Yeah.
$1.20. So good. That was incredible. For me, my favorite bites today were places that really honored super careful local ingredients. They cooked with a sense of history and tradition, and they also presented food in a way that is like very, very accessible so that you can select whatever you'd like, pick your own adventure in the night market, like Keelung.
Exactly. Even though it's a little bit smaller, it still has so much variety. Right. And with the carefully selected crowd of vendors, they all have history, all of them are experienced, lots of craftsmanship, all super master chef level. And, you know,
it's like good food everywhere in the world. When you want the good stuff, you're looking for craftsmanship, you're looking for ingredients, you're looking for history.
Very simple.
Good stuff.
Come to Keelung.